Welcome back to the developing news stories in the Dominican Republic. I'm your host, Cerise Fairfax. Today we will discuss some rumors that are swirling around Sosua about Operation Atlantico. We will also discuss a lot when it comes to Chermikos and the plans for the future. Right now we are going to start off with a story that was developing about a voodoo house. There has been a voodoo house bust. And what was happening was Haitians were using it as a place where they were cutting off chicken heads to do spells and voodoo and what is also considered obia. And with this, they hope to help people with their health, help people with their money, help people with their lifestyle. It is a very well-known religion and practice. It is known as witchery, sorcery, and black magic. They were busted and they were arrested.
Aquí matan animales, montan cabeza de pollo, hacen de todo, pentagrama, vaina diabólica aquí diario. Y eso no lo voy a permitir en mi municipio. A nadie.
Chermikos, better known as Los Chermikos. It is the residential area for a lot of working class Dominicans. It is located in Sosua, over the beach, very closely located to the tourist sector of El Batey. A lot of people don't realize that way back in the day, 25 years ago or so, this was the area, Los Chermikos, where the foreigners would come and enjoy the casino and enjoy a very good night out until they started to go to Pedro Clasante in El Batey. And that became the hub of tourism. Well, Chermikos is gearing up for people to come again. Now, a lot of people consider it the barrio. But in actuality, it is not really a barrio. It is a local neighborhood. Granted, there is more of a barrio at the bottom of Chermikos, which is called La Piedra. And there are some issues there that the government at this moment is doing their best to clear out. However, Chermikos itself is a residential area and people are building and getting prepared for the new influx of foreigners, long-term resident foreigners. There's construction going up everywhere. And the president actually chose to build the first plaza on Sosua Beach in the Chermikos entrance. And we could only guess why. And the assumption is because his desire is to bring more tourism to Chermikos and also open up more jobs for the locals. Right now, there are a lot of people who are original Sosua residents and right here from Chermikos who are building up their homes, building the construction, making sure that their homes and their places that they are putting out on Airbnb and renting to foreigners and also locals is ready for the new tourism. If you're interested in a tour around Chermikos, you can contact me directly. My information is in the description and it's also in the comments below. I live in Chermikos and I've been living here for a while and I choose to live with the locals because there's just something so magical about what happens here. You get the authenticity of the Dominican Republic. The traditions, the culture, the food, the smells of the street, and everything that is Dominican is right here at your fingertips. So if you're like me and you want to live in the local area with the local people, speak Spanish, and learn about the traditions and the cultures, then please make sure you look up Chermikos either through my videos or on the map. You will see that it's just a 4-minute walk to the beach and it is a beautiful, safe area. Operation Atlantico. Right now, there are a lot of rumors swirling in the street. Let's do a little background for those of you who are just cluing into what's happening in Sosua. So, what happened was, for many months, there was surveillance cameras. And the reason was because of all of the creep cams that were on YouTube exploiting the women, and also because of what was happening over the years in regards to pimps and prostitutes and also substances like drugs going around Sosua. Now, the authorities, the officials, the politicians, none of them appreciated how Sosua was looking in the world. When someone would go onto YouTube, for instance, one of the main sources to look up a place around the world, they would automatically see videos that were undesirable. And so what they did was they decided to do a little bit of surveillance. After surveillance, they started to see things that were of concern to them. So after a long bit of surveillance, they decided that they were not only going to continue with the cleanup on Playa Sosua itself, Sosua Beach, but also go into the tourist sector. There were a lot of tourists that were getting pickpocketed, a lot of tourists that were complaining about being robbed, and not only that, there were a lot of women that were complaining, working women that were complaining about being videoed against their will, and their videos were being put on YouTube, and they felt exploited. So what happened was the police came in and they raided a few places. They raided the brothels, and also they raided a few homes, and with that they arrested a few people as well, pimps and prostitutes, and they made sure that anybody who was undocumented worker here and they were not allowed to work was also arrested, and they also made sure that any minors were not at risk. Police were in big trucks and they were going up and down the streets for the first week or so. And then after a couple of weeks, they realized that, yes, the streets were clean. The prostitutes were no longer walking on the streets, because although prostitution is not illegal in the Dominican Republic, the solicitation of it is. Women are not allowed to solicit it by walking up and down the streets. But if a woman would like to sell her intimacy for money, there is no law against that. The law is specifically if a woman is promoting it in public. So this has come to a still on Pedro Clisante. The girls have been cleared out and they are no longer walking the streets. The minister, Farid Raful, decided that she was going to scale back the operation a little bit. In other words, no more convoy trucks going up and down Pedro Clisante. And what they decided to do was have foot patrol. And now they will be adding more to that foot patrol by putting cameras on the police officers themselves and putting more lights in the street. And now what has happened with all of these rumors swirling, there's been a confusion. There was a town meeting with a lot of the business owners and some people who are interested in politics. They all got together and they discussed how they can change things here in the Dominican Republic, how they can change things here in Sosua so the businesses can start making money again, and so the tourists can start feeling comfortable once again. But the rumor was that Sosua will go back to how it was. And unfortunately for many of you out there, it may upset you to know that that did not come from the president or from the minister. The minister, Farid Raful, has not made any announcement about the women. Now, it is being rumored that the women are allowed to go out into the streets from 9 p.m. to early morning. This is false. This is something that is being proposed to the president and to the minister. But this is not something that the minister has decided or called any type of meeting for. When I contacted my sources said to me the women will never return to the streets and that this is fake news. The president and the minister do not want any form of sex tourism. So with this proposal, with the women coming in after 9 p.m., it is highly unlikely that this will actually be approved, because it is part of sex tourism if the women are coming out after 9 p.m. A lot of you right now are rebooking your flights and you're thinking, should you come for Halloween? Should you come for a vacation? And of course you should. By the time high season comes, there will be a lot of changes still to come. High season starts the end of October and it ends the end of April going into May. So of course there will be a lot of changes happening between now, we're not even in September yet, to October, the end of October. There will be a lot more changes. Sosua is already on a pickup. However, all the rumors that are out there swirling as of right now, there is no law that is saying the women can go out after 9 p.m. As of right now, millions of dollars are being spent to change Sosua. And at this point, it is highly unlikely and very doubtful that the minister and the president will agree to have the women work from 9 p.m. to the wee early hours of the morning. As soon as I hear the real news that comes out and not just a proposal, I will make sure that I let you guys know. Please subscribe and hit that like button, and as soon as I upload a video, you will be notified. Remember, I have some other channels here on this platform, YouTube. I have a crime channel called Fairfax Files, and I also have another channel called Sister Cerise. It's entertainment news. Please take a moment to subscribe to those as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing day, everyone. God bless you, and be good to yourself out there, because you deserve it.